We are less than 2 months away from the year 2022, which means it's almost time to round up the best phones of 2021. But just like any other year, the holidays are perhaps the best time to buy a new phone as deals and discounts can be found everywhere. And if you've been waiting for a huge discount on one of the best value mid-range phones today, the POCO F3, we will answer the question of whether or not the POCO F3 is still worth buying today leading up to 2022. To all the subscribers, welcome back and thanks for stopping by once again. And if you're new here, we make tech videos of all kinds, so feel free to drop a sub to get notified of new content. But before we get into it, here's a short message from the sponsor of this video. CityKey Offers specializes in delivering cheap and legitimate software and game codes. If you ever need a Windows 10 Pro key, you can buy one at a very cheap price. To do so, just visit cdkeyoffers.com. Search for Windows 10 and choose a suitable copy for you, but in my case, I always go for a professional copy. Before making a payment, make sure to type in the RC20 code for an exclusive 20% off discount. After that, you can choose your preferred payment method. You will receive the code via an email that redirects you to the website of CityKey Offers, and from there, you can get your Windows 10 key. Since my Windows copy is already activated, I can just simply change my product key to the new one that I just bought. CityKey Offers provides permanently valid keys with 30 days of return and exchange period. You can check out more deals in the video description below. Since the day this phone launched, I've been using it endlessly as my daily driver. I have posted periodical review videos about this phone, and throughout those periods, the POCO F3 has proven it has consistently met expectations. Now, this video isn't going to be about how the phone performs day to day. We already made those videos in the past. Instead, we're going to take a look at what you're dealing with if you're going to buy this phone at the end of this year or early next year. To answer the question of whether or not this phone is worth purchasing today, yes, it's still worth its price, especially now that it sometimes goes on sale at an incredible price. Almost the same regular price of the Redmi Note 10 Pro with 108-megapixel camera. Now, that seems like a bargain since we're talking about a Snapdragon 870 device here. However, I think the true bargain here is the top model with 8GB RAM and 256GB storage. The base model with 6GB RAM and half the storage is dirt cheap, but I found the 6GB RAM a bit stuttery on the latest Xiaomi devices. So I suggest spending for the model with higher memory, especially if you take note of the fact that there's no micro SD card slot here. So that's one. The other point I like to point out is the availability of the newer devices in the market. At the moment, it's hard to tell what kind of phones or chipsets manufacturers will release, but thanks to the nature of leaks in the smartphone business, we kinda get an idea of what to expect, even though there's a slight chance of the rumors actually happening. So at the moment, we've been hearing about the next top-of-the-line chip from Qualcomm, which is apparently the Snapdragon 898. Once announced, it's expected to be the successor to the Snapdragon 888. However, we have yet to hear from a potential Snapdragon 870 successor. So if you're worried about the 870 getting replaced by a new chip, I don't think it's going to happen soon. I think next year, OEMs will focus on releasing Snapdragon 778G devices or somewhere along that line, including the upcoming high-end Dimensity chipsets. Okay, the last thing I wanted to talk about is the software support of the F3. A few months ago, Xiaomi promised to deliver at least 3 major Android OS upgrades to their phones. Unfortunately, the F3 did not make the list. The list is very short at the moment, which includes the 11T, 11T Pro, and the 11 Lite 5G NE. So what does that mean to the F3? This phone has yet to receive a major upgrade, so it's still based on Android 11 regardless of the MIUI version. Xiaomi phones of this caliber are usually guaranteed to receive 1 or 2 major OS versions, so that means up to Android 13. Honestly speaking, I think that's good enough, and it's not like the newer phones will receive faster software upgrades. I still think it's going to take time for Xiaomi to push out these updates unless Android starts acting like iOS, regardless of whether you're guaranteed or not. So that's for POCO F3. The only thing that might make you wait for POCO F4 or maybe newer POCO phones is if you're not satisfied with the cameras of the F3. Based on my use, the cameras are okay, but the overall quality isn't something most users will find acceptable or pleasant. But if you're about longevity, design, performance, or anything except for the camera, this is still a solid pickup today and until early next year. That's it. Drop a sub or like if you feel supporting the channel, and until the next one, stay safe.